well, the trend basically is the fact that
Neil and Rahul Sharma of Equity99 advisors to answer all your stock queries. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Hope you're having a good day. And without wasting any time, let's go across to our first caller. Arvind calls us from Bengaluru with a query. He has investments in ONGC. Arvind, go ahead. Okay, all right. So basically, I'll just read out his query for the benefit of our viewers. He's bought 235 ONGC shares at 85.5 rupees per share. Has been underperforming this year. Globally, there has been some pressure on the demand as well, and we're not seeing that margins otherwise also have been inching up. What do you suggest Arvind should do?
Afternoon, Sonal. Afternoon, Mangalam. So clearly it's a perspective, right? And if the perspective is long-term, maybe the scenario might change next year as oil prices might rebound. But at least from the near-term perspective.
All right, you're a long-term investor. Tejas Networks, the biggest thing about them is the optic fiber business that they're doing, networks. Now he's coming even Stevens. I don't know when he bought it, but if he intends to hold it for the long-term, how does the chart look?
Okay, so first of all, very good afternoon to all of you and to Mr. Suresh. Sir, this Tejas Network has made low on 29th May 2020, and I think have bought this stock at the peak levels. Company has shown turnaround numbers, and future of this company is looking bright, but the valuation is highly expensive, and your buying price is also on the top. So if you are a long-term investor, then only hold this stock, and if it comes down around 80 levels, then add more. But if you have bought only for short-term, then book loss here, sir, and exit. New round of rally will only start above 113 levels, and chart suggests that it will take some more time.
All right, so that's the word coming in from Rahul, but let's move across to our next page. What do you advise him to do?
I think you should absolutely hold on, Sonal. I think the power of compounding has worked.
The regret that our viewer's father and our viewer would have been having is that they did not buy too much, because what do you say to a person who invested close to 21 lakh rupees in the shares, and now it's worth 1.05 crores. The drawdown that they've had is close to around 21 odd lakh rupees, but that's okay because of the price at which they bought it.
Yeah, very rightly said, Mangalam, as well as Mayuresh. For her father, in my opinion, there will be only one sentence, that if your father was concerned about short-term movement, then he can't be holding this stock till now. See, foreign giants are buying the stakes in its subsidiary, and it has given bumper returns in last 6 months. And see, Roshni ma'am, just after a sparkling run-up, it has right to consolidate in short-term, and consolidation is necessary for next run-up. So don't think much and hold this gem for next 5 years.
All right, hold this gem for next 5 years. Word coming in from both our experts. But of course, TV18, the companies that operate CNBCTV18 are controlled by Independent Media Trust, of which Reliance Industries is the sole beneficiary. But on that note, it's time to take a break now. We will 63 rupees. That is since 1 year. He's a long-term investor and wants to know whether to hold or sell. Rahul, let me come across to you. This stock has done phenomenally well this month itself. There's been huge gains for the investor. What do you suggest the investor should do? They should continue to hold on or take some profits out of it?
With this stock, if we compare this stock with India Mart, it is trading at lower valuation, but its performance also remained muted. But the stock has shown a strong up move in last 3-4 months. So he can add his position with a stop loss of rupees 575. On upper side, the stock has hurdle near 630 levels. So crossover of 630 will take the stock to 700 levels in next 2 to 3 months.
Very interesting. Just Dial has been one of those extremely volatile stocks. Back in the day, 2014.
Go across to our next caller then. Shankar Rao is calling us from Bengaluru again with a query. He has investments in Ircon International. Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Rao, when did you buy this share? How much time have you been holding it for?
About 4 months. August 2020 I bought.
Okay, all right. So, Mayuresh, let me come to you on this stock. It has fallen from the highs of 600, has been an underperformer this year. What do you suggest Shankar, Mr. Rao should do?
We have Sriram Kusumanchi calling us from Singapore. Hi Sriram, how are you?
Hello, hi, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Very well. So what's your query? What stock do you want an advice on?
Okay, so I have observed this India Bulls Housing Finance. Their finances are a bit good, and then also we have seen like a lot of ups and downs in it. Like it suddenly jumps from 150 to 250, so like that. So I was just thinking like maybe is it a good bet for a short term where we invest like already invested for 30,000 shares at 189 rupees. So I'm just looking like is it like possible? Is there any possibility like to reach to 300 rupees in a short term?
All right, you've laid out everything yourself, Sriram, because the stock, like you said, is known to be extremely volatile, even as the management joins us and says that they do not have any problem with regards to the liquidity issues. And it's a big, chunk that you've taken with a hope of a big up move in the short term. You wanted it to go to almost 300 odd rupees. I guess this is a punt that you're taking over and above an investment thesis that you have, or do you really have an investment thesis from a long-term standpoint on this one?
Not long term. We do have like the extra funds. Okay, we kept it over, invested over there. But my idea is that like for short term, not for a long term.
Rahul, this one's right up your alley. A person's taken a punt on 30,000 shares of India Bulls Housing Finance, hoping for it to go to 300. You want to advise him on this one?
Sriram sir, actually the whole world knows that since last 2 years, company is in financial trouble. So how can it give you a dividend, first of all? Secondly, you're sitting here with a very high expectation at all-time high market. So you want 65% return in just 2 months. But Sriram sir, but this kind of returns are just over expectations. So please don't trade in this market with just trade in this market with realistic expectations only. Technically, it is looking better as it was few days ago. And now the stock has strong support around 160 levels. You can keep stop loss of rupees 160 and hold your position. On the upper side, rupees 185 is the strong hurdle for this stock, and 200 daily moving average is also placed there. Once it get closing above 185, it will take the stock to the price of rupees 205 to 210 levels in 1 to 2 months. So that will be my advice for you, sir.
All right, Rahul and Mayuresh, thank you so much for joining us with your expert advice. But with that, it's a wrap on the show. But do remember to email us your queries and we will address them with our experts. Stay tuned.